What up? I'm Connor Nimmons. Today we're rolling out looking for some of the best chefs here at Monarch High School. Let's boogie! I'm over here in A-Hall, where to say the food is an A would be quite the understatement. Chef Ryan Albin right here is with me. Chef, what are we making today?
Today we're going to do a Parmesan garlic pasta.
Parmesan garlic pasta with fettuccine. Man, that... Lay it on me. What do we start with?
First off, we need some garlic and butter. So what we're going to need to do is make the sauce. So basically, the sauce is very easy. It's similar to like a bechamel, you know, your typical cheese sauce that you usually go with, you know, macaroni cheese or anything else that you desire. So first thing I do is get my garlic released. So we just press it down. And you see you have your
killing the garlic, man.
So that way you can have all your garlic released, and not only that, you get your shell out. And then once we have that going, we'll mince it up, and then all along with that, we're also going to do get the butter ready in that way. There's one thing I do prefer when it comes to a stove, and that is, you know, gas, because with gas it's a lot reliable. You can see the heat. With electronic, it's understatement, but I just don't like it.
Yeah. We got all sorts of gas-powered stoves back in Flavortown, man.
So with that in mind, we have our garlic. It's all, you know, released from the shell, and then what we want to do when cutting, always have your third finger in front of your knuckle, and that way.
So tell me, Ryan, when did you start getting into cooking?
When started getting me into cooking, I believe it's when I was around actually 7 years old.
Alright.
Because that's where I watched a ton of Food Network, and not only that, my mom, I see her every day in the kitchen.
Now look at you, you're with your idol. I raised this man.
And actually, I didn't want to be a chef at the beginning. However, it was to be I wanted to be an electrical engineer just like my father did in the past. And then not only that, I wanted to continue on. So after 9th grade, I didn't really pursue in the engineering, you know, all that math and science. So I thought, why not go cooking? And that's where I began to love cooking in around 10th grade. So I started preparing dishes. I managed to work at a restaurant, do like a little stop for 2 days at the Mercantile restaurant at the Union Station in Denver. And then
Flavortown, be on the lookout.
So now we're going to cut up 2 tablespoons of butter.
Alright.
Now let's
Sweet, man. Well,
there we go. If it's too hot, take it off the heat. But in the meantime, just get like nice and melted all the way through. So you have your garlic. What we don't want to do is burn it, so you don't want to have that much color.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to stir it about for like a minute or two. Smell the garlic.
Look at that.
Woo! Don't you just love the smell of garlic, and then that's fresh?
Man, that already smells like some pasta.
Funny enough, I do love to bake as well. That is one fear that almost every chef would have, is that baking is a nightmare sometimes because it's a lot of chemistry and science. It's unpredictable, but I just love it. It's so sweet, it's so much diverse. It's art. I just love it. Now I need our chicken stock. So what you want to do is actually pour in the liquid measuring cup, because if you do it in the regular measuring cup, you're going to get inaccurate liquid, and you want an exact amount. So we're going to get to 2 cups of chicken stock. Woo. So, and we're going to need to bring this to a boil so that we can reduce with the milk that I'm going to use.
Alright.
So now with the milk, it's only going to be a cup.
You already know, here on Monarch Triple D, we don't go cheap with these ingredients, man. This is Safeway brand stuff.
And now we're going to add our milk.
Alright.
It's going to have a little thickness to it. So
we're going to have pasta alert, everybody.
So now this is fettuccine. And at this altitude, it would take about 10 to 12 minutes. Under this circumstance, it's not boiling yet. So I want to get like a nice boil as quickly as possible, so that way we can get cooked faster. Unfortunately, this can take like maybe almost double the amount of time, but we can make it quick. The best way I could tell for those who want to, you know when pasta is ready, just taste it.
Taste it.
You don't have to be accurate with the time. Just have that interior inside.
Bite.
Take that bite. So now let's add our pasta in. So now we're going to need to wait for a little bit longer.
Alright, cool.
So I have it up to a high temperature. Now what we need is tongs. So
tongs? Yeah, you gotta get this.
Where are the tongs? Oh, right in front.
way!
Now this is going to take a while, so for me, this is another way to start up a pasta really quick. Just make the sauce, and then cook it.
All right, cool, man. So you got any favorite chefs of yours?
That is a tough question.
Yeah.
One chef I do like is
besides me.
I like Chef Grammy Alia a lot. He's a very successful young chef, and that's why I admire him a lot. Along with that, there's one chef who plating is definitely bizarre, but it's really like awesome. His name is Grant Sanchez or something like that, and he owns a 3 Michelin star restaurant. And what his restaurant offers is gastronomy, which is very unusual to your typical cuisines like Korean or other stuff. And he plates everything different. For example, one time he plated one of his dishes on a table without a plate, which is very like different. Then he questioned himself, how can we make food float? And that's where he made these like green apple helium balloons that they're edible.
Really? Edible balloons. Well, that is something you cannot find in Flavortown, folks. Edible balloons.
So now we have it boiling. It's gonna take a while, so.
Alright, that's fine, man. We got all the time in the world.
One thing you want to do is wipe down, clean everything. You work in a mess, you produce a mess. I guess there's a reason why I chose Johnson Wales as well, is because it's close to home, and I just love the program and the environment. I know there was another culinary school, which was Culinary Institute of America. It's similar to Johnson Wales, where there's 3 campuses, but I just like being around home. And maybe in the future, I would want to go to the Providence campus, which is the main campus, and they offer so much to learn in cooking.
Well, I wish you luck with that, man. You getting this? You getting this? This water's boiling. It's hot.
While that's boiling and cooking, what we need to do is get the garnish ready. So.
Oh man. Okay.
We have
Take notes.
So what next we want to do is get our parsley. This is a little typical garnish. I want some brightness. I want something fresh.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Let's just stem up. I see a lot of people holding the knife like this. This does not help at all. What you need to do is have your fingers, your thumb and your front finger right here, holding the grip of this part of the blade, and then just rock it and dig deep, because sometimes I see a lot of chefs make mistakes and not cutting it properly. So what we want to do is just cut this up evenly.
Smelling fresh. So where'd you learn this recipe from?
Sometimes I learn recipes online, and sometimes I get the recipes from my mom. But whenever I want to cook something that's not from online, I try to make it up.
Yeah. I could imagine with like becoming a chef, there's just a certain point where you just know flavors, and you just know, all right, I'm gonna throw some of this in here, I'm gonna throw some of that in here.
Exactly. You know, I would say this: anyone can cook.
Chef Gusto from Ratatouille quote right there, man. Anyone can be a chef.
As long as you know like some of the basics, you'll be able to like learn a lot easily.
Yeah.
So, what you can do is add more milk, but not
too much. You don't want to drown it.
Yeah, you don't want to douse it.
Because then you're like having ramen.
So that way, you know it's definitely not going to be cooked. And definitely not cooked, because you can see it's still sticking up.
Yeah.
You want it like loose. And I think there's one thing that every chef would go through. Just work at as many restaurants as possible. Be like a sponge. You're absorbing everything.
Yeah.
How the restaurant,
regardless of what the job is, just getting
there. We're also gonna add salt and pepper just to have flavor. So right now, why don't we do that right now? So,
salted up.
Just be generous with the seasoning. Taste, taste, taste.
Do you burn yourself?
No.
Is this guy human? Just boiling hot milk and butter and garlic in his mouth.
We need to add a little bit more milk. There's definitely one thing I really want to do in the future, and open a restaurant where I have, so much diversity of food, so that way everyone can eat. Like every time I go to a restaurant with my family, my mom is a dairy-free and gluten-free, and my dad is a pescatarian, so it's like he chose to do it.
Yeah.
I understand that. It's just it's very difficult to find a restaurant
Yeah, I could
that
imagine.
really wants that they want to eat at. What I want to do is open a restaurant where it's dairy-free, gluten-free, pescatarian, regardless of. And I guess I can just consider vegan as well.
Man, well, when you open up your restaurant, I get free food. That's the one rule.
So now, let's get our Parmesan. And just add like a good amount in there. We can go like 1/4, but it's gonna dry up. It's very, since this Parmesan is dry, so.
Alright.
So now what we're gonna do, let's get off the heat. Get off the heat. Stirring the Parmesan in. I promise this.
Oh shoot, man, that's creamy. Oh man, this guy knows how to make a pasta.
So I add some parsley to give some freshness. I want some green. I want some bright color in there. Sometimes herbs can be very refreshing.
Yeah, I always like having.
Kind of release it,
Mm-hmm.
and then.
Ooh, it's a good looking plate. Okay, let's see if we can get a little. Dang, bro, it's cheesy. Okay. First reaction, the crew needs to get on it. Get it, crew, come on. Come over here, man. Hey, yeah, Flavor Town Police, we caught him. We caught the culprit. He's stealing all the flavors and putting them in this delicious plate right here. I cannot believe what Chef Ryan Albin has shown me today. This is just a dish.